All right, welcome again here on a Wednesday night. We're here with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Back in the trucks this week here at Phoenix International Speedway. And we're on the new configuration here so that we've got the open dog leg. Should be a lot of fun racing here tonight. We've got 100 laps, 60% fuel. They're limited in two tire changes, so they're only going to have three sets of tires. So they're going to stretch the tires about 33 laps a set. So that's going to add some dynamics to it here. But before we kind of dive off into too much more of the race info and all that other stuff, we got a couple announcements. Well, maybe not announcements, but as the drivers are taking the grid here this evening. Well, let me pull up the right thing here. We do have we'll say a sad announcement here. So one of our drivers here, James Goshen, lost his grandfather this week, and he was 91 years old and a veteran of our armed forces. So our thoughts and prayers go out to the family. And as the drivers take the grid here tonight, they are also going to recognize a moment of silence before they fire their engines. So we here on the broadcast are going to do that as well. Rest in peace, and yeah. And engines have fired, and we're getting ready to get underway here tonight. Jamie, I'm excited for this one. I love Phoenix, and I know you love Phoenix as well. So tell us a little bit about the track and what makes it so damn cool.
The track is definitely tough. You got different corners at each end. A little bit more banking in one and two than you have in three and four. So it definitely, but three's got a bigger turn radius, I guess. So both of them present challenges. And then you throw in that dog leg, you're going to have guys scattered all over the track coming off of turn two. Some will use the dog leg, some won't. So I would expect we may see some three wide racing here, especially in early going until they get it sorted out. And that, of course, will lead to cautions if they're not careful. And then this whole, only three sets of tires for 100 laps here, that's going to be pretty rough, especially if guys aren't paying attention and maybe turn their tires a little earlier, not realizing, and they forget to turn them off on pit stops or something. You might have some trucks here late in this race that are on some really unhappy tires. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. And hopefully get another good race here for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had the starting grid up there here for this evening, but we do want to say congratulations to Mike D'Amico on taking the pole here tonight. The pace car has already pulled off, but we'll be sure to highlight the drivers all through the night. But Christopher Morris Jr. is going to start on that outside pole. Mario Ercolani, Jacob Ellingson, and Peyton Hill are going to round out our top five here tonight. These guys are rounding the corner here, getting ready to take the green flag. It does seem Christopher Morris is having a little bit of a connection issue, a lot of blinking issues. Hopefully that gets sorted out for him. But the green flag is out, and we're underway, and Mike D'Amico gets a great start to this race, and we already start to see some of these trucks fan out.
A little more tame than what I kind of expected to see there on that first lap, but
yeah, we've got trucks wrecking behind. Looked like the 25 truck, if I read the side of that truck correctly. So we'll have to go back and take a look here, as it looks like Kevin Dianovich has crashed along with Kevin Otis. So let's go back and take a look here. So watch these cars come off the corner. The 26 gets loose and just collects up a couple of the trucks in the back. The 09 down into the inside wall. So again, that flat corner, those cold tires. And around goes Kevin in the number 26 Toyota.
Yeah, Yeah, I guess the configuration to run here tonight has a start finish line over there on the what was the backstretch. So with what I said earlier about the corners, I will reverse that because now turns 3 and 4, turns 1 and 2. So it's 3 and 4 now with more banking, and then turns 1 and 2. Really, trucks are going to want to be loose off, especially until these tire pressures come up and get a little heat in these tires. Very, very loose off of turn 2 there. So these guys are going to have to be a little bit careful with that, or we're going to end up with a lot of caution.
Yeah, and same as you, Jamie. Sometimes, I remember the Phoenix of old. Not that the configuration, has been around that many years, but where the start finish line was all that stuff. Because I think I just accidentally called that turn 4 myself, and it was actually turn 2. So yeah, 1 and 2 is the flatter, more arcing corner, and now 3 and 4 is the one with a little bit more banking to it. So, but it is the new Phoenix configuration, and then I always love it when they have the open dog leg. Now, within iRacing, you can kind of you can choose your configuration for this track. You could close it, which they'll set a set of cones down there, and almost like road racing, if you hit the cones or you go below them, you get that time penalty. I love the open dog leg though. It gives you a lot of options. I know when me and you have raced here at Phoenix, I tend to not cut the dog leg, and you were cutting the dog leg, and I can remember us having a conversation, and you were like, how are you going that fast without cutting the dog leg? And I'm like, how are you even cutting the dog leg and going that fast? So I think it's a matter of driver feel.
Right. I think it makes it easier to exit turn 2 when you can use that dog leg. Uh, when you don't have the dog leg, then well, I guess it's turn 4 now. I'm gonna have to catch myself all night long with that. But the exit off that corner to me is easier with the dog leg than without.
Pace car is going to pull off, and the interesting part about this is that pace car is off. So anytime between now and all the way to the start finish line, these guys could literally take off. It's on the control of the leader. So there is a huge restart zone here at Phoenix. Looks like most guys are just going to behave and get it down close to the flag stand here before they take off. And we're back underway.
I'd be interested to know if they had worked that out pre-race, how they were going to handle these restarts or not. I know if I was the leader, I would have really probably taken advantage of it and just took off as soon as I could. Use that long straightaway there. Try to get the best jump I could get.
This time around, Christopher Morris is really hanging tough on the outside here. So as the 29 and 3 are still battling for the lead, they're 2 by 2 behind him. Jake Ellingson to the outside of Mario Urcolani in that 41 machine. And again, I love this track. You see these cars or trucks fan out as they go through the dog leg. Christopher Morris still trying to pull ahead here. Can't quite clear him. Should clear him coming off of this corner. And does. Jake Ellingson also moves into third place, utilizing that outside line. New leader, Christopher Morris Jr.
Going out there and won the pole on a night where he's the spotlight driver, but Morris said he don't care about that. He took the lead away from him. And he's got that 3 truck in the win here. He can try to build on his lead and walk away from this field.
Yeah, but I think you were right when you were talking about the tires there, Jamie. You really got to manage them here. Putting 33 average, we'll say, laps on a set of tires in Phoenix is asking. It's asking a lot. Not that these trucks can't do it, not that the tires can't hold up, but I mean the fall off here gets pretty significant, and you really got to pay attention to what you're doing behind the wheel of that truck if you're going to have anything at the end of these runs.
Yeah, these tires are good for about 15 laps, and after that, you definitely want new ones. And so having to go 33 laps on a tire set, and the truck's gonna be so tight right into that run. I don't envy them. I mean, I'm kind of glad doing this and not having to deal with that.
As we see it move back here for fourth place, is Cooper Bouchard in that number 7 machine. He's trying to move his way up and through, but now he's going to come under fire from Peyton Hill in the number 48. So we've got a few trucks back here battling out. Nick Smith in that number 1 machine. I don't know that we've seen him out here before. Good to see a new driver out here, Nick in that number 1 machine. As he's sitting back in 7th spot, up a couple spots from where he had started. Those trucks sort themselves out. Looks like Mario Herculani is able to hold on to that 4th spot. We'll head back to 8th position, and Rich Inkle having himself a pretty good race so far, up 3 spots from where he'd started in that 08 machine. Kevin Dianovich, we've kind of chronicled the start to his race there a little bit. The tailgate still a little ruffled up on that truck, but still doing well. Matt White here in the number 42 machine, that bright green and white 42 machine. Running back in the 10th position, John Dickerman, one of the series regulars here in that number 13 machine. Always a sharp-looking truck. Running back in now, he's challenged for that 10th position and taken over. So that'll push Matt White back to 11th. And Kevin Otis in that 09 machine, running back in 12th right now. Head back up and check in on our leaders.
I tell you, I hope we're seeing a step in the right direction for Jake Ellingson here. Usually we see Jake there charging hard, trying to race for the lead here in the early going. He seems to kind of settled down here right now in these opening laps. I'm hoping this is a good sign that Jake's just taking it easy, not abusing these tires, and hopefully he'll be around later in the race this time instead of burning the stuff up.
We'll see how the night goes. We're only on lap 14 of our scheduled 100 here this evening. Glad to have everybody that tunes in and watches the races. One early caution so far. Cold tires in turn number 2 didn't agree with one of our drivers and brought out an early caution here. But since then, green flag racing. And we're seeing Mike D'Amico right now just kind of hang on the tailgate there of Christopher Morris Jr. Don't know if he's content to ride right now. Well, a lot of times he's probably wondering where Chris is at. Chris still continues to have these connection issues.
Yeah, it's weird. I heard Mike D'Amico come over the radio, I think, said something about blinking, but my end, which isn't really saying a whole lot, I've not seen him disappear one time.
I've seen him disappear a few times here. And he's gone again.
Yeah. That's the first time I've seen it. Now I said it.
Cue the disappearing act. I tell you, it's been a lot of fun this week, obviously being involved with all the racing that we do and everything that we do at Go Locker Racing and everything that they're doing here at Maple Ridge. But NASCAR was back. And I can tell you as a fan, I was so excited this weekend. Everything from the duels last Thursday to the truck race on Friday to ARCA and Xfinity. Oh! And Mike D'Amico gets into the side of Christopher Morris there. Everybody's able to keep it together, but a little dust up there for the lead.
Sure was. You guys have been pretty tame this season so far, but that's not the first time we've seen on-track issues between those two drivers.
Now let's go back and take a look at that pass. And we'll see it again as Mike D'Amico sets up this pass. Eventually, come on, catch up. There he goes. Cuts the dog leg. Gets underneath Christopher Morris Jr. as they head down into turn 1. I mean, it's just two trucks fighting for the same position there. I think he pushes up a little bit, and Chris is coming down a little bit to set up his exit, and those two trucks just get together. Now, I'm sure if you'd asked the driver of the number 3 machine, it's probably a different story, but since then, Mike D'Amico has checked out from the field. But yeah, as I was saying before, I mean, what a great race weekend. Again, the ARCA race and Xfinity on Saturday. and then the Cup race on Sunday, which was great to watch, and you know, real happy to see Austin Cindric win. It was kind of cool to see a rookie win.
And it's cool to see a relevant rookie win, I would say. I remember when, what's his name? The last rookie win was, what was it, Trevor Bain?
Mm.
You know, didn't do anything with it after that. He
Very true.
just a rookie to won a restricted plate race. Congratulations. But I think it's a little bit neater when someone like Cindric pulls it.
Yeah, we'll just let that one go. I would agree with that. I think Austin Cindric's going to do a lot of great things at the top level of the series. That by far and away will not be his only win. He is a very talented driver. I love watching him in Xfinity. I love that kid's attitude as well. Just a super personable guy, and he gets real excited. You got to love that part. But back to the racing here at hand at Phoenix. Here in the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Again, we're behind the wheel of the trucks this week. And again, a lot of great racing here so far. Had a little bit of a dust up there as the leaders battled each other. But Mike D'Amico is taking back control of this race, and we're under caution. It looks like Nick Smith has crashed. Let's go back and take a look what happened to Nick Smith. And Nick just kind of running by himself. Ooh, comes out off the corner, gets into the outside wall, shoots him down into the inside wall. Smoke pouring out from the hood of that number 1 machine, and he had to tow back. Tough break there. So really on lap number 24 here, these drivers are going to have a choice. Do they come grab tires and expect more green flag racing? I don't know, Jamie.
I think you've got to come get tires. You're only 9 laps away from the run anyways. You're kind of in a position where you're just going to have to come get them. Because if this thing goes green again from here, I don't know. I mean, what percentage are they running fuel at this week,
60%.
60%. So, I mean, you can still have a lengthy run here before you actually need fuel. You don't go get tires now and somebody else does, you're going to really be behind. They're going to just eat you up.
Yep. We're going to see all of the trucks come down pit road as they're making that left-hand turn.
Question is, why did Christopher Morse fall so far back? He was running second when that caution came out, was he not?
He was. I'm not sure where he's running at the moment right now.
I'm showing him in fifth. Jason, Rich Engel. It was Mario Orcolani. So I'm not sure if something happened with the 3 and the 41 there.
I'm not sure.
Right.
We're watching the pit stops take place right now. Under our second caution here tonight from Phoenix International Speedway. Been some great racing here thus far. It looks like Christopher Morris Jr. has stayed out on track as well, as long as a handful of other trucks. So, some differing strategies right now.
Very odd.
Mike D'Amico is going to win the race off of pit road. Jacob Ellingson's going to be the second truck off. Looks like Kevin Dianovich is going to follow in back there too. So we've got some trucks that have stayed out and some trucks that have come down pit lane. So it's about a 50-50 split here.
These trucks that stayed out, if they really stay out and don't come in here and get tires on this lap, 26 laps on these tires at this point, it's going to make for an interesting restart. One thing about Phoenix, you've got old tires, the restart can be really, really tricky.
I would agree with you there.
Keep an eye out for tire spin with the leaders here.
Pace car has pulled off. Rich Engel is going to take the field down to the green flag this time around with Christopher Morse Jr. to his outside. Mario Urcolani stays on track as well, along with Peyton Hill, Cooper Bouchard, and the first truck in line that came down and got tires is going to be Mike D'Amico back in sixth position. Green flag is out. Rich Engel gets a great start there. Looks like maybe the three machine may have spun his tires there a little bit. We see Jake Ellingson cut that dog leg. Gets real deep into the corner there.
Those tires, Jake.
Yeah, oh, three wide. They sorted out.
Bumped a little bit, but everybody got through it.
Oh, man. That was almost disastrous right there.
Sure, the 7 will not be real thrilled with Mr. Ellingson keeping on. Now everybody's going straight, so.
A little damage to the right front of the number 27 machine. But those...
You see the difference in the tires. The old versus new.
And
are going to just cut through this field here.
And he's
race each other.
God, they're three wide again. Jake Ellingson trying to avoid contact. Gets loose. Saves it. Oh.
Say.
Oh, man. Peyton Hill has now moved that 48 machine up to the lead of this race. As all that action was going on, trying to see some of these drivers come up through the field with the newer tires, Peyton Hill has moved up there. Rich Engel has dropped all the way back to fifth position. Christopher Morris Jr. is now in second position. Mario Urcolani sitting back in third. Mike D'Amico now has moved himself up into fourth position. So tires are starting to move their way up through the field, and we got the 42 truck around. As he gets loose coming off at turn number, whoa! And then takes a nosedive up into the outside wall. I don't know if he tried to gas that truck up and it snapped loose on him again, but a lot of damage to the front end of that Toyota. We'll have to see again. Well, now it looks like. All right, Jamie, I'm getting real confused because now Mike D'Amico is back on pit lane. I don't know if I don't know if he's fueling up or
maybe. I hope he's not taking tires because he's only have one set left if he does.
Well, sets are under caution here. And Mike's pulling into pit lane. Let's go ahead and grab him and bring him up into the broadcast booth and talk to our driver of the week. Hey, Mike, it's Pat and JB up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do, guys. How you doing?
Well, I mean, you're the driver of the week, the guy in the spotlight here. You started from the pole here this evening, man. So tell us a little bit of how the race is going for you tonight and how that truck's feeling.
It's not going too bad tonight. I mean, the truck feels like it's handling pretty good. It's just when you get into those later runs and, you know, the later lap starts to get tight on you and you just gotta, you know, hit your marks from there. Do what you can to hold on to the lead.
Nice. Well, I will let you know, too, as I was reading some of the things that Alex put out. You're Facebook famous now, by the way, too, if you didn't know. All your information, Alex put it all over Facebook. But I thought one of the interesting things is you and Jamie have something very much in common. I mean, you're both Kevin Harvick fans.
Yes, I've been a fan of him since 2000, and I was a big fan of Dale Sr., and then once he passed away, he kind of has held that guard for me.
Yeah, I don't think Richard Childress could have picked a better guy to fill that spot at that point in time. You know, somebody had to do it, and I don't think anybody else could have done it as well as what Kevin Harvick did, with being respectful about it, just kind of keeping his head down and running hard. You know.
you listen to, I don't know if you listened to the Dale Jr. download, he did mention that Rick Mass was going to replace Dale Sr. And I think Richard mentioned that maybe like a year or two ago when he was on as well. But like you said, he couldn't have picked a better guy. I didn't think Richard thought he was going to last as long as he did either. I'm sure no one expected him to be here 20 years later.
Right.
An old gray man now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mike, I mean, we're going to let you get back to racing and all that stuff. I don't know if this is like a congratulations for being the driver of the week. I don't know if you know what I think, Mike, and I think we can start a grassroots effort here. I mean, if Alex wants to do these drivers of the week, I think the driver of the week should get 20 iRacing bucks.
Oh, I mean, I'm good with that. That sounds great to me.
Yeah. All right, Alex. Make sure you pay the man for being the driver of the week, man. But it's always fun talking to you, Mike. It's great seeing you out on the track, and hopefully by the time this thing's all said and done, we'll be talking to you again.
Yeah, hopefully check in if you want it later as well, guys. Take care.
All right, brother. I just cost Alex 20 bucks. I feel really good about that.
If that's the case, then Mike D'Amico will be the first and last.
That's one way to get it off the plate, right? These drivers in this league, I mean, we've had such fun with them. We enjoy coming to these races each week. We enjoy being able to call the races. As the green flag's back out, Peyton Hill gets a great restart there. Christopher Morris Jr. looks like he's diving down to cut a little bit of the dog leg as he's coming under fire from Mario Ercolani in that 41 machine, but they get sorted out. A lot of side-by-side racing back through the field right now, as we still see some of these trucks volleying for position. And again, we still have trucks on different tire strategies.
Lucky Cooper Bouchard in that 7 truck, I believe he's still on his original set of tires. Mm-hmm. Oh, now 29 and 7 get together and he's collecting 27. Everybody keeps going straight.
And Ellingson up into that outside wall. A lot of damage to that 27 machine. He's got it pointed straight again, but it is bent on about every corner. Tough break for the 27 machine. And we take a look at the right side of Bouchard's number 7 truck, and well, the right and left side. I mean, both of those sides are scraped up. So there's been a lot of beating and banging here tonight. And I'm really kind of surprised here, Jamie. I mean, you look at some of the guys that are out front, Peyton Hill and Christopher Morris, they've not been down pit lane. And I'm really not seeing Mike D'Amico be able to carve up through the field like we thought he could. Not to say he won't get up there, but it's just, I expected it to be a little bit more aggressive and really be able to saw through the field here, but that's not the case right now.
No, absolutely not. I totally expected it to look unfair. He would just be flying up through there, and within a matter of a lap or two, be back in the lead. But really having to take his way through with these guys, especially now that they've gotten sorted out in their single file. And he can't make the pass on the 09 of Kevin Otis. This is must be a changed tire model or something, because this is not Phoenix that we're used to seeing.
No, yeah, as you just talked about. I mean, I expected, within a handful of laps, he'd be back up there, but he's really having to pick and choose how he's getting around some of these trucks, and is now going to be able to clear the 09 coming off of turn 2 there. So he's now moved himself up into 4th position. So we'll continue to kind of watch here and see how he makes his way up through the field. But let's go back in and check up front, because it looks like we've had another lead change, and the number 3 machine of Christopher Morris Jr. is now out to the point. Peyton Hill back to 2nd place. Mario Ercolani still hanging in there in 3rd position. It looks like we have one truck that has retired from the race, which is Nick Smith. Jacob Ellingson did come down pit road there got his fast repair. That truck is all fixed up, and he's back out on track. So one lap down, not too bad. Could easily get the free pass if another caution should come out. So probably a smart choice for him to come down and get that truck fixed up because it was very wounded.
Yeah, that's actually really impressive that Jake Ellington was able to get down pit road, get that pit stop, and only lose one lap. Uh, good on him.
So we're coming up on lap number 44 of our scheduled 100 here this evening. We want to give a big shout out to Vermont Sim Racer and everybody that tunes in and watches up there. We appreciate everybody that tunes in to these races and gets to see these guys come out here. And each and every week race something different and at a different track. And I'm really looking forward to next week, which they're going to run the super late models at the Bull Ring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be. I don't see that being the usual caution-free racing if we get here at Maplewood. There's going to be some cautions in that one, folks.
Oh, yeah. And the Bull Ring, if I remember correctly, I think it's 0.38 of a mile. So it's not even a half-mile track. And they call it the Bull Ring for a reason. I mean, it's tough, it's small, and you're always in a fight. You know, and speaking of some of those tracks, and it was a few weeks ago that us over there at Goat Locker Racing decided to run the super late models at the LA Coliseum, and I think we all had our reservations about it, but that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, once we got into it and got going with it, it really was. You race a lot more than what you really would expect to. Even though the speeds are down, it's all relative, really, but it was a lot of close contact. You were able to bump without the other person, just getting completely wiped out. So I thought it was a blast.
Yeah, I had an absolute blast, and I think a lot of us too. A lot of racing fans all scratched their head when NASCAR announced that we're going to run, the Clash there at the Coliseum, and I tell you what, it was wildly entertaining. I mean, it was really good. I had a lot of fun watching that as well.
Yeah, I was one of those people. I was like, why are they doing this? This is stupid. They're just placating to people that not going to be their audience. And I'm not so sure the venue really is the place to do that. But the racing on that track was really, really good. So I can definitely see them doing this just somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are a lot of great tracks that already exist that could really use the boost and the revenue and everything that comes from hosting a race like that. So you take you one of these hometown tracks somewhere, one of these feeder tracks that run the Wheeling Series or whatever the case is, and do your Clash there. Get it back to the grassroots of what NASCAR is all about. But again, like I said, and I'm with you, Jamie. I was one of those guys too. I'm like, this is going to be terrible. What the heck is this? But watching the Clash was awesome. Like I said, wildly entertaining. And then when we stepped out there on the track in the super late models over at Goat Locker, again, I was like, I don't know what to expect here. But it was a ton of fun. And like you said, you're able to kind of knock people around and not just destroy them, which is another fun part to just that old school racing. I mean, you get into the back of somebody, you kind of rough them up a little bit, and you move on. Or you rough them up a lot bit. I mean, just ask Ryan Pendleton. But we have crossed the halfway mark here. We are on lap number 51 of our scheduled 100 here tonight. We've had a couple cautions here, and we've definitely had some guys beating and banging. So a little bit different vibe here tonight at Phoenix, but still a lot of great racing. And Mike D'Amico, I mean, he's getting there, but these tires eventually are going to equalize out here a little bit.
Yeah. Is Christopher Moore still on his original set of tires?
He is.
Wow. I mean, that's 52 laps now on that first set. And again, yeah, Michael D'Amico's a little bit faster, but we're talking about less than 10. I've been watching it as he started this run. He was running like 28 kind of flats for his lap times, and right now which we got to be over 20 laps into this run here.
Mhm.
He's running 28.5, so we're just not seeing the drop off that we typically see at Phoenix. Because usually at Phoenix, you're getting about a 2 seconds drop from the beginning to the 30 lap mark in a run. And here we're talking half a second is all he's really dropped on this run. So definitely there's been a change somewhere.
Yeah, and I think one of the more interesting parts that's going to come into play here is how much fuel is in the tank of that 3 machine. I mean, he has not brought it down to pit road. He's going to, he may end up having to pit under green. And we saw Mike D'Amico under that lost caution come down and just grab more fuel. So I don't know if Mike right now is playing a little fuel strategy game too and not really pushing his truck.
That very well could be the case too. When he came down there and topped off, I wondered if he knows that he can go the rest of the way if this thing goes green. Again, that's a long way to go, and with 60% fuel, I don't think that's likely. But I'm not in the truck, so I don't have the calculations. But we'll definitely have to see. But Christopher Morris should be in a position where he's got to pit here before too much longer.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back in and check in on a few other of our other drivers here. Rich Engel running back in the 5th position in that 08 machine. We've seen him have a pretty good night here tonight. He's up 6 spots from where he started, so having a very solid night. Cooper Bouchard in that number 7 machine, and he looks like he's been at a crash-up derby. I mean, that truck has been up on both sides, but the nose looks still good, and spoilers, I'd say 85% intact, so he's out there logging laps and doing great. Kevin Dianovich is still out there running too, having himself a decent night here tonight. He's down 1 spot from where he started. And we had an early spin, but recovered from that and has been doing well. Kevin Otis running back in the 8th position, up a couple spots from where he started in that 09. Good to see him have a good run here this evening. I tell you, Kevin seems to be the tough luck driver of this series. It just seems like trouble finds him each and every week. So good to see him having a decent night here so far. Matt White in that number 42 machine, and we've talked about him a couple different times, but he's running back in 9th position, up 3 spots from where he started. And we've talked about Jake Ellingson a couple different times here this evening. Was running up in the top 3. Came and got tires, trying to weave his way up through the field. Went 3 wide, kind of bounced off the 7 machine, and then next time they went 3 wide, it looks like he had to pull the wheel to the left not to get into the truck at the outside. Kind of did a little self-spin there and then up into the wall. So been a tough up and down night for him, but he's only 1 lap down right now. So a lot of time to recover from that, and hopefully he does. Like I said, Nick Smith out of the race here tonight, so we'll head back up front and check in on our leader. As that gap is closed a little bit there, but it really, Jamie, I don't think Mike D'Amico's in any hurry right now.
Starting to see a little bit of a drop off now with him. He's now down to 28.7s. There is a drop off. It's not as bad as it used to be. Christopher Morris still got this race under control. The longer this goes, I mean, if a caution comes out now, Christopher Morris is going to be in a really good position because Mike D'Amico's going to pretty much have to pit along with him.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be back on equal tires.
I'm still wondering how much fuel's in that tank, man. I mean, there's 60 laps at this point in time. I don't know the exact fuel numbers here at Phoenix, but we'll just have to wait and see. Been a lot of different pit strategies here tonight. A couple of early cautions. Kind of half the field came down pit road there about lap 25 to grab tires. Half the field stayed out. Christopher Morris being one of those trucks that actually stayed out. He's been able to hold on to the lead here, but we're just gonna have to watch this one play out a little bit longer here. But those front 2 trucks have really pulled away from the field now. Peyton Hill is now, he's bringing his truck. Well, he is down on pit lane, I believe. Or I don't know what happened to Peyton Hill. He's fallen down through the field here. But we'll head back up front here.
The laps, Christopher Morris has actually been a tick faster than Mike D'Amico.
Yeah, as the laps continue to wind down here. We're on lap number 64 of our scheduled 100 here tonight at Phoenix International Speedway. We're here with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Again, thanks to everybody that tunes in on the Goat Locker Racing Network, whether you're tuned in on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, your phone, your TV, your computer, your tablet. I mean, there's so many dang ways you can tune into this thing. However you're tuned in, or if you're sitting up at Vermont Sim Racer hanging out, getting ready for your turn to get behind the wheel of one of the great simulators they have up there, we appreciate you checking in with us and hanging out with us. I know these drivers do as well. We had a really cool driver spotlight with Mike D'Amico here tonight. Always good to talk to him. And looking forward to the next 35 laps here and seeing where this whole thing shakes out. As we've been talking here over the past couple minutes, what is the pit strategy? What are these guys going to do? Can guys like Christopher Morris, make it from here? Can guys like Mike D'Amico make it from here, even though he's come down pit road? I think we've officially given up on guessing at this point in time, because every time we try to sound intelligent and we know racing, and we're like, yeah, this is what the drivers are going to do, and they don't do it. So we're just going to be like, we don't know what's going to happen. We're going to watch just like you guys.
The longer Christopher Morris stays out of here, the more convinced I am that Mike D'Amico can go the distance here after topping off.
Oh, there's Christopher. that was a big one.
Yeah.
Mike D'Amico continues to kind of close in here a little bit. Again, I don't think he's in any hurry whatsoever. I do think he is playing a fuel strategy game here a little bit, and he's conserving some fuel. He does have a lot fresher tires than the 3 machine, but once he's kind of gotten in touch with Christopher Morris, he's just kind of stayed there.
Well, I think he's seeing that both of them are just pulling away from everybody else. So if he knows he can make it to the end, Christopher Morris is going to have to pit here at some point. So really, there's no reason to put yourself in any kind of bad position. Just ride behind him, conserve fuel.
And
you're going to win the race.
For those of you who've never taken a lap around Phoenix International Speedway, we'll take a lap with Mike D'Amico here, our second place truck. As he comes into turn 3 and 4 here, he makes the move underneath Christopher Morris. But you're going to hear him wait on this throttle for a very long time, past the start-finish line. Still has Christopher Morris backs out over here, but you hear here in turns 1 and 2, and Jamie, they're shifting.
Wow.
They are shifting in turns 3 and 4, and shifting in one. They're shifting in both corners. At least Mike D'Amico is, as we listen to this truck. That's new as well.
Yeah. The only time I really shift here is with the 87s. Didn't really ever do it with the trucks or Xfinity or Cup car, so definitely interesting.
Yeah, and I thought I'd heard something that last lap by, and then, we jumped behind the wheel of the leader here now, and definitely shifting, which is that's different.
Watching Christopher Morris make his pit stop here in the green, and he missed his pit box, had to back up, so it's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, we'll have to see where everything starts to shake itself out, as we have got 27 coming up on 27 laps left here to go here tonight to decide the winner here, and we're starting to see some of these different pit strategies play out. So that is going to move Cooper Bouchard in the number 7 machine up into second spot. Kevin Otis is going to move up into third. Well, actually, as Kevin Otis brings it down pit lane, the 42 of Matt White is going to be running in the third position. So we'll have to watch some of this as everything kind of shakes itself out and the running order gets back squared away. But Christopher Morris is able to come down pit road and come back off of pit road and not lose a lap. Uh, Mike D'Amico is coming down pit road right now. So apparently that wasn't a fuel play. Oh, a lot of damage to the rear end of that truck as well. Fast repair in hand, gets that taken care of. Not sure how he got that much damage to the rear of the truck, but he brings it down pit road. And we'll have to see where he comes out in reference to Christopher Morris here. And Christopher Morris is going to have... Well, I'm going to continue to watch here, but I think Christopher Morris Jr. is going to be out in front of Mike D'Amico by a large margin.
Wow. I really thought that his pit stop there was gonna hurt him for time on the track, but right now I'm looking at he's got about a 3.5 second lead over Mike D'Amico.
Yeah, and I think something happened to Mike D'Amico there because when he pulled down on pit lane, the tailgate of that truck was all wrinkled up. I'm not sure if he spun it or what had happened there. So definitely some sort of contact with the wall or something. And I'm thinking that's where he lost a lot of his time. But we still have a couple trucks that are out on track. Cooper Bouchard now is going to be the leader of our race. That number 7 machine. Matt White in the 42 is running back in second position as the laps continue to wind down here. And here comes Cooper Bouchard down on pit road. So 7 machine on pit road. That'll turn over the lead of this race to the 42 of Matt White. With Christopher Morris Jr. coming in a hurry. Oh, we got a truck stuck down on the inside wall. And I believe that was Kevin Otis that had crashed. We'll go back and take a look here, but he had implanted into that inside wall. Comes off the corner, truck breaks loose, hits the inside wall, and yep, he gets the wall glitch. Has to unfortunately tow that truck back to pit lane as he was stuck in the wall. But Christopher Morris Jr. coming back down pit road as he has another set of tires, so he's going to go ahead and come grab them. We see the 42 coming down pit road. Jake Ellingson stays on track, so Jake Ellingson must have enough fuel to go to the finish here after making his green flag stop. He is back on the lead lap and actually going to be running in second position.
Good recovery for Jake. Yeah, Christopher Morris got this last set of tires since he went so long on that first run. I believe Mike D'Amico has got his last set on P1. So that will be a slight advantage for Christopher Morris. There's really not that many laps on those set of tires since they made those stops, but I would still say it gives Christopher Morris an advantage, even though not seeing as big a drop off as 2 here.
Yeah, I think one of the big disadvantage, though, Jamie, is he's going to have a few trucks he's going to have to try to get around. He's going to have to try to make quick work of them. Because you know Mike D'Amico is going to come. Well, Jake Ellingson pulls his truck down onto pit lane, but he is back on the lead lap, so good work on his part. He should have another set of tires laying on pit lane, so grab those, get fueled up, get back out there and pick off as many spots as you can. But nice recovery for the 27 machine.
Seven truck of Cooper Bouchard is a little beat up.
Still looking pretty rough, that's for sure. Been a lot of great racing here tonight at Phoenix, though. I mean, been pretty impressive. That was a pretty long green flag run there, and really a couple of cautions we've seen, Jamie, are just guys losing control coming off of turn 2.
It's tough there. It's truck can get very loose there once you get on the gas. You have to really, like they say, drive with that egg under your throttle there. You got to be careful how much gas you give it. You're going to make a mistake. That's probably where you're going to make it. So not surprising to see you guys having some trouble. And hey, I mean, good to see these guys are, human after all. Because really haven't seen a whole lot of cautions in this series this year. So
No.
Definitely, I'm not mad at them.
Nope.
Because it's definitely not a situation where people are just out there making dumb mistakes, running into each other, that kind of thing. I mean, it's clearly this is just a tough track to get around, and guys are paying the price for that.
The lights are off on the pace car. We'll see it hang that hard left. That'll turn control of this race back over to Mike D'Amico. He's going to have Peyton Hill in the 48 machine to his outside. Great recovery for Kevin Dianovich there, running in 3rd position right now. Cooper Bouchard's going to come out in 4th. Christopher Morris back in 5th. Matt White is still running in the 6th position. Jake Ellickson up to 7th, so good recovery for him. Mario Ercolani is going to be running back there in 8th position right now. And then we got a couple of trucks off the lead lap. Rich Engel and John Dickerman there. Green flag is out. We're back underway. And Mike D'Amico gets a great restart there. Able to pull away. We'll have to watch that 3 machine if he's able to work his way up through the field here.
I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of patience on this first trying to get up there to this lead because he knows with Mike D'Amico. Oh, and Jake Ellingson down and turned into the inside wall again.
What a tough break for that young man. We'll go back and take a look exactly what happened here. He's on the outside of the 42, and that truck just comes around. Cold tires in turn 2, Jamie, seems to be the recipe for disaster tonight.
I'm very surprised we didn't get a caution from that.
And Mike D'Amico is stepping away.
Christopher Morris still has Peyton Hill and Cooper Bouchard that he's got to work his way around to try to go after him.
Yeah, as Mike D'Amico right now has got a 1.2 second lead over Peyton Hill, running back in 2nd position. Cooper Bouchard makes the move for 2nd, gets around that 48 machine with a great move through 3 and 4 there. And Peyton Hill's not done with it. Crosses him over there through the dog leg. And now Christopher Morris is just praying, hey, you guys sort this thing out. I got to go. Cooper Bouchard makes that pass. And Christopher Morris able to work his way around Peyton Hill as well. So he has moved up into the 3rd position. But again, 15 laps left here to go. And he has got about 1.8 seconds to make up. Plus still getting around Cooper Bouchard.
Yes. That was really a good job by Christopher Morris to take advantage of that move that Peyton Hill put on Cooper Bouchard. Didn't work out so well for Peyton Hill, but
Cooper gets real loose coming out of the corner.
He held on to it, but I really thought we were going to see him get turned and take Christopher Morris out while he was trying to save that truck.
I thought the same thing. I thought both those trucks were about ready just to get tangled up. But great piece of driving and a great save on the driver of that number 7 machine. But that down moves Christopher Morris up into 2nd position. So we'll take a look at the lap times and see how they kind of match up here.
2 seconds he's got to make up right now. Only 12 more laps to get it done.
Yeah, and this will be the first. And he lost 2/10 that lap, but this is the first lap that both of them have clean track in front of them. Well, the first lap that Christopher Morris is going to have clean track in front of him, so we'll see if he could do anything there. But that is a whole lot of time to make up, and not a lot of laps to do it in. That time by Mike D'Amico runs a 27.91. And Christopher Morris Jr. with a 28.15, so lost another 0.2 of a second. So Mike
Right.
D'Amico showing a lot of muscle right now.
I'm surprised to see that Mike D'Amico is able to pull away from him like that with Christopher Morris being on a fresher set of tires. That's impressive. But that's the fastest laps we've seen Mike D'Amico run all night too.
Yeah, and he continues to pull away another 10th that lap. I mean, and yeah, and I'm with you, Jamie. I mean, I'm used to seeing 2 laps in tires make a difference. You know, it really, the difference between those guys' sets of tires isn't that much. You know, it's a few green flag laps for Mike D'Amico. But yeah, I mean, for Mike to continue to be able to pull away is we're definitely seeing something different here tonight. Like you were saying, Jamie, I don't know if it's an update to the tire model or whatever it is, but it is it's a different tire strategy when it comes to Phoenix.
Absolutely. You know, Mike D'Amico, we talked about it earlier that he probably wasn't in any hurry to, get around Christopher Morris and anything. And we were looking at his lap times. He did not run sub 28-second laps at all until now. So he definitely had something in reserve, and now he's letting it all go now with less than 10 laps remaining here, and he is just pulling away. It's not even fair at this point.
Well, Jamie, in accordance with the new driver of the week rules and all that stuff, I mean, Mike D'Amico automatically gets the $20 bonus for being the driver of the week. But if the driver of the week goes out and wins the race, it's double that. It's $40.
Oh, wow.
Yep. That's what Alex told me.
What he was getting involved in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is all straight from Alex. I'm like, wow, man, that is really awesome of you. So, I mean, Mike might be bringing home $40 in iRacing bucks tonight. I mean, he can go out and get himself some new tracks, some new cars, all thanks to Alex Marinelli and the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. Man, Alex, I know you're tuned in somewhere, somehow, Alex. You're a heck of a guy, brother. Coming up on 6 laps left here to go. And that lap was the first time that Christopher Morris was just a tick faster than Mike D'Amico there. But, I mean, there is such a large gap between those 2 guys. It's going to have to be a caution flag to bunch this field back up together for anybody to have a shot at Mike D'Amico here. And that's still tripping me out, Jamie. I've just never seen any of the top 3 series shift here at Phoenix. And I think me and you have driven about every car there is to drive here at this track. And like you were saying, yeah, 87s, especially a little bit later in the run. I mean, you do a little bit of shifting, but never in any other car, Xfinity, Cup, trucks, do I remember shifting here. Christopher Morris been able to make up about 0.3 of a second on our leader over the past few laps here. Definitely not going to be enough. I mean, he's making it up about 1/10 to 1/10.5 every lap, but with 4 laps to go, I mean, it's just not going to be enough here.
Yeah, he might make up enough to see Mike D'Amico's tailgate as he takes the checker flag. It'll be about the best he's going to get.
But a strong run out of the 3 machine here tonight. And I tell you what, man, Cooper Bouchard's hanging on to this 3rd position right now. And he's got it well in hand. He's kind of running in a little bit of an area of his own. Peyton Hill kind of a little bit behind him. So might have a new guy up on the podium here tonight, Jamie.
Absolutely. It's been a great run for Bouchard. We've seen him involved in some incidents earlier, just racing things, nothing bad that he was doing wrong or anything like that. He survived all of that and got that 7 truck, is beat up as it is right now. Got that thing sitting in the top 3, so great effort from Cooper.
Yeah. And as we're coming around here, next time by will be the white flag. So no other cautions here tonight. as we see the 29 machine head off of turn 4. White flag in the air by the flag man. Final lap here from Phoenix International Speedway in the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series. A lot of great racing here tonight, but Mike D'Amico, from the start of this race, started on the pole and has really been the dominant truck here tonight. And really flexed it here on this last run, as he is able to gap the field here tonight as he heads off into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. You'll see the checkered flag waving in the air. Catches a little bit of apron there for show, I think. Yeah, but now he's just wagging it there. But congratulations to our winner, Mike D'Amico, driver spotlight, $40 bonus. Great job. Chris Morris comes home in second place, and what a great run by Cooper Bouchard in that number 7 machine. Peyton Hill with a very strong run here tonight as well, and another beat-up truck. So some great racing here tonight. Some great finishes by quite a few drivers. But congratulations to our winner, Mike D'Amico.
Good race. Very good race.
All right, come on, Mike. Burn them down. Well, don't smash the wall when you're doing your burnouts, man. That truck did look good. Now it's just got a wadded up rear end. All righty here. And
Hopefully he'll be able to drive at the victory lane and tire changes and stuff like that.
yeah, I tell you, it's the strangest thing with the new Cup cars here is and I think me and you were texting back and forth on Sunday about that. It's just so strange. They get a flat tire and they get in a weird spot and they can't move. And I've just never seen that before. As he does his Polish victory lap here, waving to the virtual crowd in the grandstands. Yes, we all realize he's not really waving and they're not waving back, but we got to play it up. All right, let's grab a hold of Cooper Bouchard and talk to our third place finisher here tonight. Hey, Cooper, it's Pat and Jamie up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Man, what a great race for you here tonight, bringing it home in third place. A little roughed up truck, but hey, still a podium finish. So take us through your night here tonight and how you were able to bring home that number 7 machine with a podium finish.
Well, I bought the track about 5 minutes before the session started, and then just kind of let it hang out there. I got a little bit of help from Chris Morse a couple weeks ago in a race, letting me know how to drive these things a little bit better. So I just tried to keep that all in mind when I was going through the motions, and ended up top 3.
Cooper, congratulations, man, on that podium finish. It's pretty impressive only having the track, for just a few minutes before the session started. Imagine what you could have done with some practice there. What was your strategy with the tires? Because 33 laps typically at Phoenix is a long way to go, and that's what the average was for the amount of tires you had. So what was your strategy with that tonight?
So first time I pitted, I accidentally forgot to uncheck them, but it's probably a good thing that I didn't. So I used my first set of tires and my quick repair right off. So I knew I had to be kind of cautious throughout the rest of the race and try and save my stuff a little bit. So if we had another late race caution, I would have my other set to have a clean car and have a good set of tires to try and race my way back to the front. And luckily, once we had the restart, I ended up staying where I was pretty much.
A great run for you. Good to see. And sometimes mistakes work out for the best there, and paid off for you tonight. So congratulations again on top 3 finish. Anybody you'd like to thank? Shout out sponsors.
I'd like to thank Mike at Vermont Sim Racer. I know he helps, sponsor the league, and he's a big part of our jump to the late model division at Thunder Road. I got all sorts of sponsors: KAS Consulting, MasterTech Automotive, Wood CRW, Giro Body Shop. A bunch of people I can thank. A bunch of people I unfortunately didn't have a paint scheme made on for the car, but they're the people that support me in real life and in my endeavors, and I couldn't do it without them.
Well, man, congratulations on a podium finish here tonight. Glad to find that we'll be able to talk to you up in the booth, and hopefully we'll make it more of a habit moving forward.
I appreciate it, guys. Hope it's not the last time for sure.
All right, man. Take care. We'll see you at the Super Lates next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Well, let's go grab a hold of the guy that we talked to way too much, Christopher Morris. Hey, Chris, Pat, and Jamie up the booth. You got a copy?
I got you, fellas.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm worn out.
Oh, all right. I mean, you sounded a little sad there, and I didn't,
A little disappointed.
I don't
Just
want
won't
you.
hurt.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I didn't know if you stubbed your toe getting out of your sim rig. You just sounded a little defeated there. But hey, man,
Yeah,
I mean,
defeated.
congratulations on another podium finish, man. Definitely a lot to be proud of there. And so, I mean, just kind of run us through your night here tonight and how you brought that truck home in second place.
I don't even know where to start. I was listening to the broadcast. I guess I got to tell you guys this. I had tires on the first caution there, or the second caution, whichever one was around lap 22. The pit road opened so fast, these guys miss it, and me and Mario we just went down before they did. Um, we had tires. We're not that good. No, if I could get out front, it felt like I was good out front. I was blinking at the beginning there, kind of burned my tires off, and let Mike go by. Apparently there was contact there. And then if Mike got by me, I don't know, I couldn't get back around him. I heard him shifting towards the end of it, so I tried that. That cost me some time, and then I figured it out, started running back down. Not enough laps. Dude's too fast. It's 2 in a row. We gotta do something about this.
Yeah, Chris, congratulations, man. Another strong run. I know you're a little disappointed with that tonight, not winning, but hey, still a good run for you. So yeah, you brought up the shifting thing. Me and Pat were talking about that. That is definitely not something we would have probably tried. So man, how was that trying to learn that on the fly?
Terrible. I shouldn't be so negative. It was a fun race. I don't know. The truck didn't seem like it was geared low enough to where that would even be a thing. You know what I mean? I didn't try it until like the last 15 laps, 20 laps, whatever it was, and I heard him doing it. And I don't know. It's tricky. It's not as big of an advantage as you'd think until you get probably like 15, 20 laps into the run. We didn't have enough time there towards the end. I definitely noticed it helped about the last 10 laps. I was able to pick up some time. But the time I lost messing around with it, trying to figure out where to shift, how much I could get back on the gas, all that nonsense. Just wasn't enough time.
All right, well, I'm gonna have to start calling you Bubba Wallace, I guess. But
Oh,
No,
wow.
finishing second's terrible. Listen, everybody keeps giving him crap. I'm not the biggest Bubba Wallace fan by any means. But come on, you finished second in the biggest. You just the first loser. You know what I mean? That's what Dale Earnhardt said. Everybody loves him. Losing sucks.
well, yes, I agree with you. I agree with you. Losing does suck, but naming Austin Cindric by name and criticizing him because he was a rookie and getting the win the first time, I mean, that to me was uncalled for and was classless. I get you're upset you didn't win, but you know there's actually no reason to mention Austin Cindric's name at all. He beat you.
Yeah, I didn't see none of that. To be clear, I love when guys other than me win here. Man, it's tough. We got some really good guys here. Probably watch the broadcast and go, well, it's not the biggest field in the world, but there are at least 5 or 6 heavy hitters in any given week win. You know, last season I got really lucky. I won a lot of races, lucked into a lot of them. This season, it hasn't been consistent, but Mike stepped it up. Mario showed up. I don't know where we found this guy, but he is ridiculously fast in that super late model. And you got other guys. You got John. Alex is getting faster. Kevin's showing up and he's getting faster. James, I gotta shout him out. He lost his grandfather. So we're thinking of you, buddy. But he's getting faster. We've seen him more consistent when he shows up. It's not getting any easier. And it's a lot of fun. So I love seeing new people win. Congratulations to Mike. I'm gonna have to take it from him next week though. I can't keep finishing second.
All right, man. Well, get a good week of practice in and come back out next week. But in the meantime, anybody you need to thank, shout out, sponsors?
Oh yeah, man! I got to shout out you guys for another brilliant broadcast. Alex, I don't know where he was tonight. I don't know what you could possibly be doing, Alex. That was more important than this, but It's fine. I'm sure it is, Josh. But Zach and everybody at Hijinks for letting me drive this awesome looking race car. Man, I think that's about it. That's about it.
Well, I mean, another strong run, Chris, and then I'll see you on the track Tuesday. So I'm looking forward to that. Finally get to race door to door with you, and so that'll be a lot of fun. But I mean, we'll see you behind the wheel of the super lates, and I'm sure next week we'll be talking again.
Hope so, man. It's always a pleasure.
All right, brother. Take care.
Later.
All righty, and our winner here tonight. Let's grab a hold of Mike D'Amico.
Thanks,
Hey,
fellas.
Mike. Pat and Jamie up the booth. You got a copy?
I do. How you doing, guys?
Well, I don't know if you knew this or not, but we talked. During the race, you were the driver of the week, and that afforded you a $20 bonus for being the driver of the week. But did you know that you also get an extra $20 bonus because you were the driver of the week and won the race?
Oh, no kidding. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I
Alex is
thought
going
it'd
to
be like
get you squared away, my friend.
the Madden curse, honestly.
The what?
The Madden curse. You guys are
Uh,
when
I
they
get
all
it.
get hurt.
Yeah.
I thought I was going for a ride at one point in the race. I'm like, it's gonna happen, but I'm glad it didn't.
That's right. And now you got 40 extra dollars in your pocket. So
Perfect.
congratulations, man. But we saw quite a few different things here tonight. Pit strategy, when to grab, how to come down. So there are a lot of ups and downs throughout the night, but you were able to get the 29 truck to victory lane. So take us through your night and how you did that.
Yeah, I just tried to keep the tires under my belt as much as I could, so I had something for the end of my runs, and just was able to get by Chris, even though I know his internet was a little funky, and that's unfortunate tonight. But overall, it was still a really good race, and what's the word I'm looking for? It's just I don't know. I'm just happy, really happy with these last 2 weeks winning and keeping the momentum going. And the main thing I would say is downshifting as well. When you're like 20, 25 laps to a run, that really seemed to help me gain on Chris. And then I was a little shocked when he pitted before me. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I should pit. I go pit. I hit the freaking wall. Thank God I didn't have any damage. I'm like, oh my God. And then we had the caution, bunched us back up. So yeah.
Well, Mike, congratulations on pulling off this win here tonight. A great race by you. We definitely saw you faster at the end of this race. In your laps, you were never really running under 28-second laps until that end, and then you were just flat flying. So tell me about that downshifting, man, because me and Pat were talking about it, and that's not something we would have probably ever tried. So when did you realize that was going to work?
Probably midway through the first one, probably about 25 laps into it, I started to downshift a little bit. I've raced here before. I've seen guys downshift. I I hate it. I hate downshifting. I don't It's not an oval thing. It should never be an oval thing. But just because these are so low on horsepower, it seems like, and they're sluggish, you have no choice but to downshift at tracks like this and New Hampshire. It's what you got to do to try to gain some speed on the guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We saw it working out for you. I'm just, like I said, me and Pat, we talked about it. And, other than the 87s, we would downshift with those, but never in the cup, into your cup car. So just really, we were surprised to see you doing it, and it was working out. Good move on your part, man, because you forced Chris to copycat you, and he tried to learn it on the fly. So, again, congratulations on pulling off this win. And anybody you need to thank, shout out, sponsors.
Just Alex for putting this on for us. No sponsors in particular, but I want to give a shout out to James Goshen. I know he's not with us tonight. I know his grandfather passed away, so just want to send my condolences, prayers to him. He might be watching, he might not be, but good luck, man. Hope you make it through it okay.
Well, great talking with you, Mike. And then again, congratulations on another strong win. And then we'll see you next week behind the wheel of the super lates.
All right, guys, sound good. Have a good night.
Well, Jamie, there we have it. Another great race with the Maple Ridge Super Truck Series here. Another great win from Mike D'Amico and some really strong runs throughout the field. But we saw some, I don't know. I think we saw something tonight that I don't think we've seen all season. It just seemed that the aggression level had picked up there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, and it was good to see.
Hmm.
You want to see that it matters and that everybody's not just out there being scared to make a mistake. I guess. 'Cause I think sometimes in the earlier races this year, that's guys were just content just to make the laps, not really race. But
Hmm.
tonight they were racing, and that was really cool to see. There was position battles all over the track. So great night of racing for these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, and as we look at the final results for tonight, again, congratulations to our winner, Mike D'Amico, Christopher Morris Jr. coming home in second. Great podium finish. I think the first podium finish for Cooper Bouchard all year long. So congratulations to him. I mean, great runs throughout the field. Peyton Hill and Mario Urcolani round out our top five here tonight. We saw the up and down night from Jake Ellingson, but still able to bring it home in eighth place. And then Nick Smith, the newcomer to the series, had a tough night, and hopefully we'll see him back. But thanks to everybody that tunes in. Thanks to Vermont Sim Racer for being such an integral part of this and a great partner here in the sim racing community. We surely appreciate it. For everybody that tunes in, for us here at Goat Locker Racing, we appreciate it, and all of our sponsors do as well. We've got some great racing still yet to come this week. Tomorrow we will have our truck race. It's race number 2 of the season. Unfortunately, last week we were unable to broadcast it, but this week we'll have a full race from Atlanta Motor Speedway. So please be sure to tune in to our truck race tomorrow night. Friday night we will be behind the wheel of the Xfinity cars. Sometimes we broadcast that one, sometimes we don't. I guess it really just depends on how I'm feeling that day. And then as we move into next week, obviously a lot of great things going on. Goat Locker Racing Team getting geared back up for our next endurance race at Sebring coming up at the end of March. So a lot of great things going on. We got some new swag coming out as well. Not going to put any, we'll just say some new cool stuff is coming. So be sure to tune in, continue to support, and we do truly appreciate it. But again, thanks to everybody that tunes in, and we will see everybody tomorrow night at the Goat Locker Racing Truck Series.